open up the floor to anything you guys want, okay? Then we'll drill for maybe another 10 minutes or so, and then we'll just open that, okay? I've got a lot to do today, so in terms of rounds and extra stuff, so the gym will be open longer than 11:45 if people want to do extra rounds and stuff like that. So don't stress if we finish at like 11:15 and you guys are like, oh, I've only got 3 rounds. We'll get more rounds out, alright? But see how we go, okay? Any questions first, alright? Anyone got anything first that they want to go over? Don't be shy.
Yeah, so back control the body triangle.
Yeah.
So I find that escaping when they've got the arm this way, I'm reasonably comfortable.
Yeah.
But the other way, I'm just not entirely sure how to deal with that one.
Yeah, so when you go back for me?
Yeah.
So what's your, what would you be telling Ryan to do to escape?
So the style one where you're controlling this wrist, using that one to prop the knee, so underneath the knee, so that you've got space, then turn the hips and switch, bring this leg inside the middle,
Yeah.
and then he can grab that, pull it up, pick it, and come out.
Yeah. And then, so go body triangle again?
Yeah.
So from that,
Yeah.
what changes to?
The grip that you have on this one, so you
Yeah.
can't really easily pop this up and can't as easily expose this leg.
So what's stopping you from changing your grips so that he's on, so you're on double side?
Just like the,
So like you're here?
Yeah.
Yeah, so now fight both grips, right? So open the grips, yeah, what's stopping you from doing this?
okay, so
And now,
yeah,
you
yeah.
start your escape.
Escape there,
And you
and
have to
whatever
go.
they, okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah,
So
so
like-
clear the hand.
Again, it's not super technical,
Yeah.
but in a concept-based approach,
Yeah.
like you're trying to,
Just focus
on his strengths right now,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because he's chosen that side.
Yeah.
He's got, so, all right, I'm going to attack this grip.
Yeah.
Why not get it back to where you're stronger?
Okay.
What's stopping you from doing that?
Part of it is I feel like when they're here and they start playing with the straight jacket, I'm really easily going to lose that one as compared to the other side.
Perfect.
I'm
So
not-
you need to stop him attacking the straight jacket
Yeah.
to begin with.
Yeah.
So the issue wouldn't be you escaping the back triangle.
Yeah.
It would be your hand fighting that keeps getting you stuck
Caught in
in the
this-
straight
yeah.
jacket. Yeah. So that's where I would start.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll go, what am I doing that keeps getting me stuck in the straight jacket?
Yeah.
Maybe your elbow is like this every time you put your primary grip in.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe, like I
Just have a
see.
feeling, yeah, no, fair enough.
So maybe we have to get to here.
Yeah.
Or maybe your grips are, on the wrong side, or whatever.
Yeah, cool.
And then go back. Because obviously, so with the back body triangle man,
Yep.
like it doesn't change, right?
Yeah.
Your ability, like Ryan still has to get your chest off his back,
Yeah.
and the best way to do that is a rotational method.
Yeah.
He needs to create the space. It doesn't matter about the upper body.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You just need to continue the hand fight.
Yeah, okay. Cool, thanks.
Yeah. Does that make sense to everyone? Again, guys, not hey, this is A, B, C, D of what you need to do, but what that's going to do now is Chris is probably going to go back and actually look deeper into what he's doing specifically, and he's going to get an answer for him. Does that make sense? If I give him A, B, C, and D, it might work with Dylan, and then it goes with Ricky, it doesn't work, and then it goes with Blake, and it works, it goes with Quinn, it doesn't work. That's not good. Yeah? You want to be able to have your game imposed on everyone. Now, if you go with Ricky 5 times, or let's say 6 times, and it works 3 times, I would say that works. Because he might have just been better than you those other 3 times. If you go with Ricky 6 times and it works once, and then you go with Blake 6 times and it works 6 times, the averages don't work out. Does that make sense? So I'd be looking to do that more than, hey, I want this specifically. Yep. Any other questions, guys? Yep.
I haven't been here that much for this one, but was this one like the leg switching a long time ago? Not just the like flick and turn in.
Yeah.
But there's a way like scissor one leg, scissor the other leg to play it.
Yep. So maybe Ricky go with Ryan. So very similar to what Chris was talking about. What he's going to do is create a wedge underneath Ricky's knee, yeah, which is going to stop Ricky from being able to move his hips properly, and he's going to transition his legs underneath them. Yeah, other way, right? Yeah, to start to create some separation on his own hips, and now bring his elbow back through and turn up, right? Yeah, and start to turn. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get that one.
Yeah, you can definitely trap the leg if you wanted to. Like if Ricky had a really strong body triangle, he does. But here is what I mean. So go here, Ricky. Yeah. So Ryan would want to, when he scissors his legs, Other way, first one. Yeah, if you're wanting to get that leg underneath, your right leg under his right leg, right? Yeah. And now scissor it on top. You have to bring it to the middle. And now do this very similar thing. I wouldn't grab, right? No. Just turn your body up and elbow in. Yeah, elbow to the opposite side of his body. That's it. Like, bring it through. No. That's over. In. Yes. And now grab. Look, it's gonna let go, yeah? Does that make sense?
You can do that again, so.
Yeah. So from here, Ryan can hug underneath the knee. Yeah, this is just good. Obviously from here, Ryan has to make sure he's not getting choked. Like that's number one, okay? This is really, really good, okay? The issue with something like this is he's taking your arm away from his face to bring it down to the legs. This can be a problem, yeah? Especially, like Ricky is super strong, right? So if Ricky was on my back, I actually wouldn't be worried about Ricky choking me. I'd be worried about him crushing my face because it doesn't matter how much I tuck my chin. If he goes over that, Ricky's got the power to finish that, yeah? So specifically if I was with Ricky, I wouldn't really want to take my hands away from my face because the second he connects his hands, I'm going to be in trouble, yeah? Now, not being offensive, but if Bam was on my back, if she got around my neck, she could put me to sleep. If she crushes my face, she just doesn't have the strength to put enough pressure on my face to hurt me, yeah? So then I probably would try something like this, where the arm goes underneath, he can collect the top leg to bring it into the middle, now he can start his rotation, boom, and come through. Yeah? Cool. Anyone else? Back stuff, positional stuff, or we can just open up to whatever you want.
So when you bring the arm down on the knee, does that just be a quick motion and scissor?
Yeah,
Get
exactly. Yeah, I never want to hold my arm underneath the knee and just have it there. Yeah, it's more like that's when I'm going to make my move.
With sort of your seated head and arm, where kind of back control is much higher up around the
So
shoulders.
just show the position for everyone. I love that Ricky comes like once a month and he's everyone's demo.
So say we're here,
Yeah.
in more of this sort of position.
Yeah.
In Ricky's position, what are some core concepts we're getting at? I've sort of just been driving, trying to get my body higher.
Yeah, so the more you drive, the more it's going to give you an opportunity. So Ricky, an opportunity, like if you switch, inception, to take the back, right?
Yeah.
I would prefer to be here than you on my back, right? Now this is more dangerous for an armbar, but like if you get on my back, especially if someone that's really good, it's basically game over. So what Ricky wants to do is look to clear your foot without disconnecting his hand. So maybe lifting his elbow. Yeah, the top leg more than anything, Rick. Yeah, with your elbow. Yeah, and now he wants to bring his elbow into the space to the ground. So he might drive up, but as he does, he brings his elbow down. Yeah, so you've driven in, Ricky. So what you've done here is you've got 1, 2. I actually want to go 1, 2.
Oh.
Does that make sense? I actually don't drive up. I drive towards my shoulders. Yeah, and now drive your elbow to the floor, Rick. Yes. See how the elbow's out now?
Yeah.
And now we can start to make the motions. Now, you're going to see next month with the Kimura grip, it's going to be really difficult to do, but that would be a better option than just like driving up and giving it back.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you.
Yeah? Try that. Anyone else?
What sort of passing do you find hardest to deal with?
Specifically, I don't like outside passing. Yeah, I don't like outside, but I'm not very flexible.
Yeah.
So but I've actually gotten a little bit better in terms of being able to invert. Before I couldn't invert very well. Yeah, I don't think, I mean Ash has done it, but I don't think I've been passed if anyone tries to get like close. You know what I mean? Like even body locks and stuff, I don't think. But again, I'm 5'6" and T-Rex arms. So if someone body locks me, my ability to get quite close is easy. Whereas someone that's quite long, that's going to be quite difficult for them. But to keep you at range is a lot easier. So I don't like outside passing. If I was really like versing someone that I knew had outside passing, I'd be pretty concerned. But that's specifically just me. Yeah. Why are you trying to pass my own?
Yeah, no, I'm like you sometimes. One day.
Good luck. Anyone else?
Yeah, just you spoke the other day with the body triangle swapping from side to side. So like when obviously ideally we want to have the body triangle on our bottom side.
Yeah.
And you were saying like back in the day it would just be a matter of the person that's on the back would just swap sides with the triangle, but now not necessarily that's the case.
Yeah.
Why so? Like would you not want to get your body triangle back on top?
Because it's not like, I don't feel like, I don't like before the way that we would attack would always be like there wasn't a lot of this arm trap system going on. There wasn't a lot of this cross control of the wrist that was going on. Okay, it was very much seatbelt attack each other, right? So if I got the body triangle on this side and Jake put me on the other side, you know, it puts a lot of pressure on my own leg. But I also like there wasn't a lot of advancement on the way we were attacking the chokes and things like that. So it'd very much be like if now I got stuck here, like it's going to be hard for me to choke him, right? But now, because I have the ability to start to control different things, we go over the face a lot more now than we used to, okay? And like even if Jake really tries to pressure here, like the way we've updated the body triangle, like even if he pushes a lot of weight onto my leg, like it's not going to work, right? Like I'm not going to get tapped at the legs here. And worst case, if I did get my ankles crossed in a point where it was pressure, I just have to push him forward and that's going to relieve the pressure. So that kind of helps with that kind of stuff, yeah? And then we also understand now that if we lock the body triangle with a foot in the middle, if it's a good body triangle, this is actually isn't a bad position either. So I don't need to actually go all the way to switch, yeah? So it's just like a little bit more of advancement in the position and what we can do and what we weren't doing before. So like, I just think jiu-jitsu's evolved a little bit more, yeah? I don't play a lot of body triangle, like I have short legs. So like when Declan is here teaching, he might have a better answer than what I do. But like in my opinion, I don't ever feel like the person's, I'm worse off on the bottom. Yeah. Anyone else? Not you. Anyone else? Anything, guys. We can move on to any jiu-jitsu techniques for a little bit, or we can just start drilling and then rolling. Yeah, yeah, go.
Just struggling to, from like the turtle, get my body hooking sometimes. And find that like I just go up and top and try and get in
So
there.
go with someone and show me what you like. You would be looking to do if they were in turtle. So if you want to put your bottom hook in.
So yeah, facing them out or getting, sorry, not that fast, or getting that leg separated.
Alright, I'll teach
and
this
then
guys
going,
because
but
I'll teach this because one, it works for me really, really well. Two, you guys are gonna probably need something to drill. But I did steal this from Lachlan Giles, alright? So it's not mine, it's his. I like to now get like a seatbelt control here, whether that's with my legs back or my legs up, okay? And I actually don't look to try and insert my foot, okay? Because a lot of people now are so good at the stuff, they're so good at rolling and things like that. The issue with like a turtle position is because I have good back control, it's actually difficult for Jake to stop me from just picking him up, yeah? Which is not something we would usually do, okay? But when I pick Jake up, his ability to move now and Granby roll and sit to his butt is actually quite limited because of his just physics, I guess, or body movement, whatever, alright? So what I like to do, and again, which is what Lachlan showed, is to actually just lift and bring my top hook across to the opposite hook, and I just shoot it either over the arms or if Jake moves his arm under the arm, it doesn't matter, but it's actually really hard to stop, okay? So I'll be here, I'll have control. Now one thing I want to emphasize, so that if you guys do try this, you do it safely, is I never bring Jake back over his own knees. I never go backwards. It's always forwards. If I get in this motion and I feel like Jake's sat up so much that he's going to go backwards, I just won't do it. Alright? If I was in competition, it's different. Okay, but if I get to here and I feel like Jake's pushing into me, I'm just going to let go. Because I don't want him to roll over his own knees and hurt himself. Alright? But from this position, all I do is control, I step up and I just throw my leg across. And we're already in a really good position here. And if you see here, I've actually got Jake's arm trap at the same time. I'm across the hip, similar to like a body triangle, and I've got his arm. That's best case scenario. Sometimes I'll just get trapped here, but I'll always get to the back, and now I can start to play this high right position. Jake will probably bring this leg up, like to his chest, to try and stop me putting this hook in. Okay, it's quite easy to start to play here, all right? But because I'm already across as well, not a conventional hook, it's actually quite hard for Jake to turn. Okay, if we were here, he could just turn straight away and I'd be back to where I was, all right, chasing the back. But because I already get it all the way across, it's actually quite hard for him to turn. Yeah, and then I can start to put grips in that I want. start to lock body triangles, foot to foot, whatever, okay? So I'll get to here a lot, boom, I'll be here, and one, and then I just like kind of step up and shoot across. All the way, look. And it's very hard to stop, yeah? Because of the mechanics Jake is in when I lift his body up. Yeah? And someone like you, Steph, too, like, look really strong. So like, I feel like you're going to be able to do that to the majority of people, yeah? And again, we'll use Bam as an example, or Peaches as another example. But Peaches is probably not going to be able to do this to me, alright? Just due to body mechanics. He's got short legs, and he's 20 kilos lighter than I am. But he can probably sink his hooks into that space a lot better than other people can. But for me, I feel like this works all the time. I get it all the time. Yeah? A lot of the time too, Jake will like think it's a good idea as I lift him to like try and drive into me and roll, like try and start like a grandy roll from here. So as he does that, it's real easy for me to just control and follow. Yeah? And again, like, look, his arm's trapped, and I wasn't aiming to trap his arm, but because majority of the time, the Jake's internal, his elbows are close to his ribs because he doesn't want me to put the hook in. Yeah? If his arms were out here, and I try to step over, it's never going to work. But of course, that's where that hook would just be. So if Jake was in this position, guys, I would just go for basics. Just put the hook in and go. Yeah? Or sometimes we'll be here, and I'll be here, guys, just sitting behind it, and I'll just lift him up. There you go. You can connect and control. And it's really, really difficult to stop, and you get a really good position. Yeah? So something to try, guys, but again, you've got to be careful, alright? I'm not flexible at all, but I have really good hip like dexterity in terms of being able to wing my leg nice and like easy to my chest or up to my hip. Okay? If you don't have that movement, start trying it, okay? It's really important in jiu-jitsu. Or don't do it. You don't want to hurt your own knees. Okay? And again, the most important thing, don't pull the person back for the sake of just trying to get back control. Yeah, you should never do that, guys. Yeah, you should never risk trying to hurt your partner for the sake of scoring or something. It doesn't make any sense. Okay, so again, if I got behind Jake and I lifted him up and he started to drive back into me, I actually wouldn't keep pulling him back. Yeah? I would either just drive him forward and maybe lose the position and get re-wrestled and get scored on, or I would just let go and start to move. Because I want to keep rolling with Jake, and I want to blow his leg out for the sake of life. Cool? Alright guys, let's stop there. Let's drill for 10 minutes, whatever you want to drill. Static drilling.